The Bygone Hunter here. Welcome to the Bygone Room and welcome to the 4th episode of the Feast or Famine Toy Hunt. Now, before I begin, I'd like to address something very quickly. I'm sure you're familiar with the old saying that imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right? Everybody's heard that. Well, I was online this morning and just kind of browsing through YouTube when I came across this. And the only thing I have to say about that is, YT Forge, shout out, buddy. Alright, now, moving on. If you were paying attention to the thumbnail, I'm sure you noticed that it says Mission Mysterio begins, right? But if you're paying really close attention, you will have noticed the thumbnail from last episode where it says the exact same thing, Mission Mysterio begins. So, I'm sure you're thinking, which is it? Last episode? This episode? Okay, just consider last episode to be like a zero issue or a prequel of sorts, okay? I was very over-exuberant that morning and when I was getting out there on Cyber Monday and just, immediately announced that, hey, the mission begins here. So really it officially begins here because I don't have to share it with another day. Okay, this is where it all stays laser focused. It just starts here and just moves forward. So now, what am I after? Okay, what is this? If you didn't watch last episode, then you really don't understand. What is Mission Mysterio? Well, Mission Mysterio is basically just a big fancy mock-up of me looking for one particular figure. And that figure is this that you're going to see materializing on the screen. Yeah, right there. So, that is and I'm sure most people are looking at this going, I already know this, I already have this, I don't care about any of this. Well, then you guys can just go twiddle your thumbs or do something else while I'm explaining to everybody else who isn't in the know. But this is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man animated series retro carded figure of a Mysterio that I originally fell in love with and started drooling at when I started seeing lots of them hanging on the pegs on Roughshod, on Graybeard's channel, Roughshod Stalks, on his videos. And I just wanted to reach through that screen and grab me one. Because, my Walmarts around here don't get the stuff they do. Most of the time. And of course I would reach back through with some cash in hand and just drop it off. I'm not going to steal anything. So, anyway, that's what the whole thing's about. It's just a fancy way of announcing that I'm looking for this one particular figure. And what you're going to see is 3 days of straight hunting for this figure. All right. Now, while you are watching the hunt, I will be reading this. Now, what is this? This is something I came across, and it's very serendipitous. Okay, it was meant to be. Trust me. I wasn't looking for it in particular. I was not looking for this at all. Actually, I was just looking for something to read, just have here to read, and it just came out. I mean, it was right there. I'll explain later, okay? I'll explain. But anyway, again, I'll be reading this while you're watching that. What is this? What comic could this possibly be? Well, I'll give you a hint. It is from the year 1983. All right, it is from my childhood. This is my original copy that I pulled off the spinner rack at Eckerd Drugs a very, very long time ago. So, and it stayed in great shape. So anyhow, enjoy the hunt, and what is this? And will I find what I'm looking for in these first 3 hunts? Hey, the only way to find that out is to check this out.
I'm the bygone hunter, searching for the past, where heroes and legends were the only thing. Now the years have come and gone, and I'm searching for a way back to those days where time would never fade. I'm the bygone hunter. Well, the sun comes up and I'm out on the road. Got my eyes on the prize and my heart in go. I'm hitting the stores, gonna find me a score. The hottest toys out there, I'm looking for more. I drive through town, hit the antique shop, hoping to find that old G.I. Joe on the top. The aisles are full, but it's hit or miss. Will I find a treasure or a pile of dismiss? Feast of famine, toy hunt, it's a roll of the dice. Will it be disappointment or will it be delight? Hunting for the old ones, searching for the new. Will I find what I'm looking for or will it slip through? Feast of famine, toy hunt, I can't stop the ride. Gonna chase down those toys till the end of the line.
All right, it is a cold and rainy feast or famine toy hunt. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom or will it be bust? Well, we're gonna find out. It's probably gonna be bust because this is an early morning toy hunt, and to be perfectly honest, I'm only hunting one figure. Nothing else, just one. Because I have been watching so many other people finding this Walmart exclusive and seeing so many of them hanging on the pegs. And then I go on eBay and I see, you know, what they're scalping for or reselling for, and it blows my mind. It's like, but there's so many just hanging there. Now you never know. Once the cameras go off, all of those might disappear off the pegs. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how many these people purchase when they're not filming them. But in case you're wondering, I'm talking about, and I'm pretty sure some of you already know by now, or have already figured it out, I am talking about the Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man Wave, the retro carded animated series, whatever you want to put it. I'm looking for Mysterio, folks. This right here is day one. I'm calling this day one of Mission Mysterio, and I am trying to get at least one. All right, just one figure. I just want one. I don't care about getting 2, 3, 4, 5. I just want one. But this is Mission Mysterio, and I am going to be hitting both Free Energy Toy Stores as much as I possibly can until Christmas hits or the New Year hits. You know, and you know, I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping, because in this area, it is almost impossible to come across anything you really want that other people are finding very easily. So that's it. I'm heading to the nearest one first, and the one I cannot film at. And then I'm heading to the one across town. So you'll see what I show you. And look, if I don't see them, I may not film at all. So that's it. Let's get this sucker on the way.
Well, the sun comes up and I'm out on the road. Got my eyes on the prize and my heart in go. I'm hitting the stores, gonna find me a score. The hottest toys out there, I'm looking for more. I drive through town, hit the antique shop, hoping to find that old G.I. Joe on the top. The aisles are full, but it's hit or miss. Will I find a treasure or a pile of dismiss? Feast of famine, toy hunt, it's a roll of the dice. Will it be disappointment or will it be delight? Hunting for the old ones, searching for the new. Will I find what I'm looking for or will it slip through? Feast of famine, toy hunt, I can't stop the ride. Gonna chase down those toys till the end of the line.
Oh, that was pleasant sounding. All right. Well, did I have any luck? No! Nope, strike one. No luck whatsoever. So, I am now heading to the across town. We are not the toy store. To see what, I'm not gonna say to see what there is to find. I'm just gonna say, to see if my mission Mysterio can be completed.
This feast the Famine toy hunt is a roll of the dice. Will it be disappointment or will it be delight? Hunting for the old ones, searching for the new. Will I find what I'm looking for or will it slip through? Feast the Famine toy hunt, I can't stop the ride. Gonna chase down those toys till the end of the line.
Alright. Once again, once more, the across town. We are not the toy store. Hey, that was a pretty good tagline. Once again, once more, the across town. We are not a toy store. Alright, so I'm really hoping that my mission will be complete by the end of this particular hunt. I'm not going anywhere else. Nowhere else. Not today. I'm not doing anything as far as anything past a little after 7 or whatever. Next week will be when I start hitting Ross's at 7 o'clock. So that's when their hours change to 7. So anyway, that's it. I am out of here. Heading on in. Across town. We are not the toy store. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom or will it be bust? Mysterio, you better be in there. Oh boy, is that song not apropos? No, you're never gonna get it, because I feel like that's probably what's gonna happen here. Excuse me. So, nope. And you know what? Every day, I normally don't film any. Oh, there you go. It wouldn't be a toy hunt if there wasn't a toy drop. That's it, folks. There's nothing else. And there's that Black Widow. But that's not what I'm looking for. No. Looking for Mysterio, and just in case he's put someplace else. Let's see. And nope. Ah, look. They're gone. The other two Masters of the Universe figures are gone. Good thing I grabbed He-Man, huh? So, that's it. There is nothing else. I'm just kind of scanning just in case one was tossed off to the side or just laid somewhere. But that doesn't appear to be the case. So, that's it, folks. This hunt is done. All right, folks. This was a complete washout for day one. And I'm not talking about the rain either. Excuse me. Nope. I was hoping against hope. Because you just never know. You never know what you're gonna find at these Walmarts. So, yeah. I thought that it would be possible, just possible. But you know what? It's early in the week. There is a possibility that they'll get another truck in, or that maybe it's just sitting back there in the warehouse. Sitting back there in the warehouse, waiting to be unboxed and put out on the pegs. But I can tell you this much. Just like those two Masters of the Universe figures that are gone, I knew what they would be. I just knew they'd be gone. I should have picked them up, but I just couldn't afford it. Just like those, that Mysterio, he will not be there. Believe me, he will not be there. Past, I would say, 2, 3, 4 hours tops. That's it. Once people start, you know, especially the toy hunters, start coming into the stores. They get up, eat their breakfast, eat a Pop-Tart, I don't know. Swig down some heavily caffeinated beverages, get in their cars, and with shaky hands, drive out to one of the we are not the toy stores around here. I can guarantee that Mysterio will not be here for very long. I don't even, I have no idea, because this is the store, this is the only store that had J. Jonah Jameson, okay? From the wave, from that, the reissue wave that had Rhino, and take a look at how much Rhino is going for on eBay. And, which is really the only place you can find it. And then Sandman. Sandman's still moderately reasonable. Moderately. For reseller prices. So, I may eventually pick him up that way. I don't like it, I don't want to, but I may end up doing that nonetheless. So, anyhow, that's it. I am done. The hunt is done. I am heading back to the bygone room. And with that, I bid you adios. Alright, it is day 2 of Mission Mysterio for this feast or famine toy hunt. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? Well, hopefully it's not going to be bust, because it's cold out. It's a balmy 25 degrees, factoring the wind chill factor here. It's kind of redundant, isn't it? Factoring in the wind chill factor. When you add in the wind chill factor or subtract with the wind chill factor, it's probably more close to about 20 degrees. So anyhow, 19, 20. And I can feel it. Believe me, I can feel it. So anyhow, yes, this is day 2, Mission Mysterio. And I'm already starting to regret doing this. Because I really didn't want to get out of the house this morning this early. But, I'm wasting gas. I'm not wasting so much gas going to the we are not the toy store that's close to me that I can't film at. But the one across town, yeah, if I keep doing this up till Christmas, that's going to go to gas wasted if I'm not finding anything. And I initially said that I'm only focusing on Mysterio, and I really am. But if there happens to be something else that shows up, like those Masters of the Universe figures that I did not expect to be out there, because I didn't know they were coming out. Those cartoon versions of the 2003 series, I believe. I think it's 2003, way back in the day. And isn't it crazy when you think about it? And I'll probably do a video on this. It's so crazy for me to think about 2003 as being way back in the day. But, to some people who actually were young back that far, 2003 was way back in the day. Like if you were in grade school or in high school or whatever, you're growing up at that point, yeah, you're gonna look at that and go, that's my childhood. Me, I was already married by that point. So it's so strange to look at that and think, that was so long ago. It was way back in the day. Anyhow, morning ramblings. But once again, I am heading to the We Are Not the Toy Store that's closest to me. In fact, I'll start calling that the band We Are Not a Toy Store, the band Walmart. And yeah, every so often, when I go there, you might just see, I don't know, a little bit of footage, just a little bit, from something in the basket. Because, somehow, I don't know, the camera just falls out of my pocket, lands in my hand, and I don't know, it just ends up upturned, aiming at the contents of my basket. I don't know, it's just strange how those things magically happen. But you know, officially, no, I am banned from filming. Just like I'm gonna have to cut the camera right about now as I head in to Walmart number 1. I had to call this Walmart number 2 for the way they act. Anyhow, okay. Well, that was just disappointing. Yes, it was. But then again, I really didn't have any high expectations. Oddly enough, they actually had Bizarro there. You know, the Bizarro Batman from Super Friends. And he's been there. Nobody seems to want him, but he disappeared. So more than likely somebody put him in their cart. Then at some point changed their mind, decided not to get him. So he floated around for a little while until he ended up back on the peg. But yeah, nothing. I wasn't really expecting a lot. Hey, does anybody remember moon pies? I mean, am I the only person who probably hasn't had a moon pie in the last, good gosh, 20-something years? But here's some creative, and I mean, I put creative in giant air quotes, creative marketing. You have the brand new, limited edition, for the holidays only, Christmas party moon pies. Do you know what they are? They are your normal moon pies, which are nothing more than your, marshmallow-filled, chocolate-covered cookie thing, whatever, however you want to describe it. But anyhow, it's still marshmallow-filled. It is still the same size. It is still the same cookie consistency, you know, it's all that. Except what makes it different, what makes it limited edition, what makes it Christmas is the fact that it has green and red sprinkles on it. That's it. That's all. That is some creative marketing there, isn't it? It's like, can you imagine in the boardroom, in the marketing department? We need to see if we can get some more money out of these people. We need to sell some these moon pies for the holidays. We need to get more sales coming in. How can we do that? How can we make moon pies something more relevant for the holidays? And then somebody puts their hand up. Well, I know. Why don't we put sprinkles on it? Why don't we put red and green sprinkles on it, and we'll call it holiday mix. No, Christmas party mix or something like that, you know. And people are getting paid big bucks for this. Unbelievable. Unreal. Okay, folks, I'm heading across town to the We Are Not the Toy Store for the exact same thing, and this is going to be going on every day of the week that I can possibly drag my old rear end out to do. So let's get the music started, shall we?
Comes up and I'm out on the road. Got my eyes on the prize and my heart in go. I'm hitting the stores, gonna find me a score. The hottest toys out there, I'm looking for more. I drive through town, hit the antique shop, hoping to find that old G.I. Joe on the top. The aisles are full, but it's hit or miss. Will I find a treasure or a pile of dismiss? Feast the famine toy hunt. It's a roll of the dice. Will it be disappointment or will it be delight? Hunting for the old ones, searching for the new. Will I find what I'm looking for or will it slip through? Feast the famine toy hunt. I can't stop gonna chase down those toys till the end of the line.
Well, what do you know? Over here at the Across Town, we're in a toy store. I am directly behind a Walmart truck. Now, is Mysterio on that truck? Ah, wouldn't that be great? But it wouldn't matter because I'm not hanging around long enough to find out. Oh boy. Okay, Across Town Walmart. We're in a toy store. I'm even getting tired of doing that. I'm not even gonna make this official. I'm not even gonna bother showing the sign or anything. Look, will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom or will it be bust? Here on day 2 of Mission Mysterio. Well, let's go find out. All right, back down the same aisle on day 2. And let's just cut right to the chase and see if they have them. Black Widow still here. Daredevil, that's just a normal person, normal looking person. You know, these actually moved, finally. Finally these moved at the other Walmart. They took a long time too, so I don't know if they dropped them from on sale or what, but they weren't moving at all. And then all of a sudden, they only had one left. Nope. Nope. They don't have anything there. Skybite. What's that? I haven't seen that one. That's a cool looking figure right there. That's neat. I never saw that before. Decepticon. Skybite. Let's see what else. Still got the Daredevil figure. Nothing. So. Oh wow, all the flares are gone. All the Ric Flairs are gone. Let's see what's over here. Huh. That's different. The new Eternia. That's an interesting looking Skeletor. I wish they put out a cartoon with this. Really cool. Ooh, wait a minute. What is this? Anti-Eternia He-Man. Oh, this is the, yeah, this is Anti-He-Man. Now that looks cool. That's what it looks like without the helmet, apparently. Wow. That's really sweet. I might actually pick that up. Hey, Anti-Eternia He-Man. Also available! Anti-Eternia He-Man. Very interesting. Okay, you know what? That might be a pickup. So, I guess we'll go with that. I don't see anything else here. No more of the other figures, so I guess that's gonna be it. And you never know what's up there. It's kind of hard to tell.
You're listening to the Walmart Broadcast Network, serving Walmart stores
All right, well.
and Sam's Clubs nationwide.
There we go. So, I would consider this to be a hunt done. Toy rockets in flight. This is a delight. And it is. Even though I had absolutely no intentions of spending anything on anything except for Mysterio, I just couldn't pass him up. I just couldn't do it. And if the bag will let go, and if you notice the bag, they're not using their Walmart bags at this store. Okay, so they're probably just out. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, so there we go. Anti-Eternia He-Man. Boy, the image in here is lousy. There we go. I got a decent focus on him. So, yep. I've always liked this character for some strange reason. I mean, he's a murderous character. But I guess after reading the comic, I really liked him. So anyhow, that's it. I'm heading back to the bygone room, and hunt done. All right, let me put this camera back on for a second. You know, not since what I call the Marvel Legends, Marvel Superheroes, Secret Wars, Wave 1 mission of 2024, where for over a month I went back to the same target every single morning, looking for the remaining figures of the Wave 1 ones that were on the pegs, like right off the bat. I mean, I think it was, I can't remember what month that was in, but all of a sudden, the whole wave was there, except for 2 figures. One of them being Black Suit Spidey. And I remember I was just obsessed with finding him. And I never did. I never found him. I did end up eventually ordering him. I had no choice because I did want to complete the wave. But yeah, this not since that point has my expectations been at such a very, very low rate. But I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep doing this because it not only does it give me a reason to get out of bed in the morning, I guess, but you know, it's a mission. It's a mission. Will I be successful? I have no idea. But based on finding J. Jonah Jameson from that last wave of reissues that were sent out, and I found one. It was the least of all of them, but I found one. So maybe, just maybe, Mysterio will make his way to one of these 2 stores. Who knows? It's getting a little irritating watching other videos have lots of them on the pegs, and I would just love to reach through that computer screen, reach into that store, and snatch one off the shelf and leave payment, you know, in the process. But yeah, I just wish that there was I just wish that our Walmart would actually do something, you know, do something and get these figures in. But to be honest, I don't think they really care that much. That's why our figure aisles are so barren for anything new for so long. Because at least the one by me, like the guy said, like the toy manager said at the time, we are not a toy store. And it's proving to be true. I mean, when they only put out just one case, a very small, you know, one figure each, and that's it, and you don't see anything else for months. I'm not talking about weeks, I'm talking about months. And they don't put anything else out. And you go there every day almost. And I know you're probably saying, wait, you just said almost. So that means you're leaving that window open for there to be the possibility of a day that you didn't go, that they were actually out there on the pegs and people just grabbed them. You're right. Absolutely right. But anyway, I'm just rambling, so I'm heading back to the bygone room. I hope you enjoyed watching. And if not, well, maybe tomorrow will be a better day. All right, I'm out. Adios. What, you're done already? Hey, look, I get it. There wasn't a whole lot to watch, was there? That's okay, that's fine. And look, you know, I said, I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm going to get to what you just watched in a second. But before I do, I want to go back to this. I did say that at the top of the episode that I would reveal what this is that I'm reading. While you're watching that, I'm reading this. And what this is, I'm going to give you a little context first, just briefly. A few days ago, I was looking for something through my collection. I was just kind of looking for something to read. I was looking for something from my childhood, from my past. So I went to a bunch of old reader copies that I have, and I came across some of those old reprint books from the 80s, you know, like Amazing Adventures and Marvel Tales and Marvel Double Action, Marvel Triple Action, you know, things like that. So I came across a good chunk of those. That was about 13, 14 issues. And lo and behold, you know, it was serendipitous, folks. I said that at the beginning. I'm going to say it again. It was meant to be, because this was not planned. I did not have any intention on of reading this book, of sharing this book. But now, you know, that I came across it, it just fits so perfectly. It is apropos. It is so appropriate for this episode. So what is this that I am just touting and what I'm fawning over? This is the first appearance of a character, and it is the first appearance of the character that I'm referring to right in this episode. Yes, it is. But no, it's not what you think. I did set it up by saying reprint, right? So, what I have right here is Marvel Tales, number 151, reprinting Amazing Spider-Man number 13, the first appearance of Mysterio. Yes, it is gorgeous, isn't it? Even the reprint right here is just gorgeous. I love these books. I devoured these books. These books were my doorway directly to the 60s, okay? Directly to the inception of the Marvel Universe that we all know and love, or like nowadays. I don't know. But, yeah, this right here, this is one of those books that when I came across it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I now get to see, you know, how Mysterio came to be. And it's just beautiful. And that Steve Ditko artwork, just amazing. I love this cover, I really do. And so, you know, and I'll go more into this this book at a later date, and probably just into the series itself, you know. Yeah. So anyway, got, you know, a little bit of artwork there. Hopefully the camera's not going to blur up or whatever, but that's basically it. This is just gorgeous stuff. And also, to be able to read it on this quality of paper, just the old newsprint style paper that they used before all of the archival quality paper came about, where everything was just recolored and redrawn at times, and just the whole thing re-inked. The whole thing just nowadays is so sanitary. It's so homogenized, pasteurized. Here at this point, it's in its raw form, okay? This is what we all grew up with. At least if you were Gen X or before, you grew up with this kind of stuff right here. And then you would also run across, you know, some of the back pages would bleed into the front page that you're reading. But hey, you just dealt with it. It was annoying back then, but now you look back at it with so much fondness. At least I do. Maybe you don't, but I do. But anyhow, I just had to share this. This is fantastic. I could not believe when I came across this book. I have got to share this on this episode right here. So let me now jump. And again, I will go into more about this issue, you know, as the hunt continues. How about that? So let me go to what you saw here, day 2, all right? Well, not day 2, but day 1 rather. Day 1, and I guess the reason I skipped straight to day 2 because day 1 there's nothing, all right? There's nothing to be seen. It's basically the same as it was on Cyber Monday and Black Friday and prior to that, which, you know, you see no footage of. But then we jump to day 2. Day 2, again, no Mysterio, nothing there, folks. But, I did, you know, you did see the Spider-Man 77 figures. Now, granted, you did see those on day 1 as well, but for some reason, I guess it didn't resonate with me. I was shocked that there were so many of them still, because at the banned Walmart that is close to me, the one I always, you know, joke about and say we are not a toy store. They only had one left at that point, just one. they finally started selling out. Now, I don't know if those are legitimate sales or if they were just gobbled up for liquidation to be, you know, found at Ross or Ollie's about a year from now. But anyhow, there were still plenty of them at the Crosstown Walmart, as you saw. And if you missed out on it, shame on you. If you grabbed yourself one, fantastic. I love that figure. I think it's a great figure. But I guess you had to be a fan of Spider-Man back in the 70s. Like, that's the Spider-Man I grew up on, okay? It's not the first Spider-Man I was introduced to. No. That Spider-Man was actually on the Electric Company, all right? But this was the next version on TV. And I thought it was so cool. It took me a while to get used to the web shooter being on the outside. But anyhow, and also having a utility belt like Batman. But yeah, I've gone on a lot about that figure, haven't I? A little too far. So anyway, so we're going to jump on to the next thing that I saw, and that being the Anti-Eternia He-Man. And I love this character. I picked it up when they just had the Origins version. And when I saw the Masterverse version, I absolutely had to snatch him up, okay? Yes, I know he's a murderous villain. He's wiped out He-Mans across the He-Man Motu Multiverse, if you were paying attention and read the mini-series that was out. But still a fantastic looking character. I know, yes, it's a ripoff, just kind of like Faker. It's a ripoff of He-Man, but I think that it's just beautiful regardless. And they did add those little extra unique things like the headdress and all that. And the fronts were different. So I think it's just an all-over great-looking figure. So I did pick that up. And then finally, there is the Transformers figure that you saw, Skybite. I have no idea who this character is, but it is a really, really nice-looking figure. It looks like a Sharkticon as far as I'm concerned. And the funny thing is, I kept meaning to look it up when I got back to when I came back here to the Bygone room. I kept meaning to do a little research on this figure before I filmed this, but I still didn't. I completely forgot. But again, it's a really pretty figure. The retail price, not so pretty, but hey, if you can afford it, pick it up. It'll look nice on your collection shelf. So anyhow, that's it. What's next? Day 3. So, if you want to just hang in with me just a little bit longer and see what there is to find on day 3, do I complete this mission? Will Mysterio finally be there? Will this whole thing come to an end this episode? Stay tuned. Old comic books. Read you some. Alright, it is time once again for another early morning edition of Feast or Famine Toy Hunt. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? Thank you for letting me get over. I do appreciate that. Oh, yes, this is day 3, morning number 3 of Mission Mysterio. And I'm going to have to cut this camera already because I flubbed so many times filming this right off the bat. So by the time I finally get it right, yeah, it's time to cut the camera because I am at the Walmart that I am not supposed to film anything on their property. Ugh. But anyhow, I guess I'm gonna see what there is to see. So let's make it official. We are not a toy store. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? I'm heading on in to find out if Mysterio is here. Alright, folks, this is definitely a bust in the first store. So let's see what happens heading over to the across town. We are not the toy store. Okay, come on, thank you. I'd like to catch this light here. Alright, so as I would normally say, as you saw, but unfortunately I can't film in there anymore. So as you didn't see, there was no change yesterday. Maybe, I take that back, maybe a few more of the latest G.I. Joe classified wave, but that's about it. And someone's actually buying, people are actually buying, I'm not one person, but people are actually buying the whatever was left of the WWE Superstars figures, this wave that had George the Animal Steel, which is very surprising because really that wave is not good. In my opinion, it's not good. And you know, which will be illustrated at the across town We Are Not a Toy Store, because they're loaded with them. That wave just is not moving. Now, that's the problem that I have to deal with every morning. And I don't understand how, unless their channels are monetized, which I wouldn't be surprised if they are, but to get up every single morning and go to the same stores virtually every morning. And I know some people probably, you know, they probably drive to other places outside their comfort zone, but to go to the same places every morning, wanting, expecting, hoping for something different, well, you know, that's the definition of insanity right there, doing the exact same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, that's kind of what you have to do when you're hunting the figures that you want. And there's no guarantee, just like the Secret Wars Wave 1 from last year. You can hunt for over a month and you will more than likely not find those figures. Now, there are some monkey wrenches thrown into this, okay? As I found out, and I did find out that this is a fact, because I did overhear the employees and the store manager of FYE last year almost bragging about this. One of the reasons why I couldn't find, after finding that initial group of 4 figures of the Secret Wars wave, the reason that I went a month after that and not finding those figures was because I didn't realize that not only was I competing with other toy hunters to get those figures, I was also competing with FYE, For Your Entertainment, officially. Okay, that's the official title. I always call it For Your Extortion because those prices are through the roof. So anyhow, yeah, when I overheard a store manager talking with her employees, yeah, as far as bragging about the Secret Wars figures that they just picked up from Target, and you know, the manager asking, well, have you priced those yet? That you picked up from Target? Have you put them out on the out there? And I'm floored, and it took everything I had just to keep my face the way it was, you know, just to keep a poker face. So I was pretty ticked. I'm thinking, are you serious? I really have to compete with another store in order to try to get these? And you know, I lost. Ultimately, I lost because after about a month of just constantly going up to the same store over and over and over and over again, and getting the same disappointment every stinking morning. And then to find out that FYE sends their employees across the street to try to snag those same Hot Toys, not the Hot Toys brand, but those hot figures, so they can bring them over to their store and jack them up to scalper prices, extortion prices. You know, that it just burned me up like you wouldn't believe. And FYE is still in business, so there's still the possibility that that could be the case for anything I'm wanting to find over there. You know, right now there's really nothing that I'm interested in over at Target at the moment. That might change as the weeks and months go on. But anyhow, I've rambled enough. So again, heading over, I'm trying to make this interesting, at least to some degree. This drive is just tedious. So I could not film this at all, and maybe next time I won't film this at all until I get there. Okay, and oh, as you can tell, the sun is already coming up, so I did get out later, unfortunately, which is, you know, more than likely going to hamper my chances of actually finding what I'm looking for. But you know, it's always worth a try. I just wish this store wasn't so far across town. So, I'll make this short and sweet. Across town, we are not a toy store. Feast or famine toy hunt. Will it be disappointment? Will it be delight? Will it be boom? Or will it be bust? Well, I'm pulling into the parking lot and about to head on in to find out. Okay, I passed on these last time. I passed on this and I regretted it. I didn't realize I'd have it over here at this across town Walmart. But this hoodie, $12. And they have my size. That's cool. Very, very cool. Very sweet. Yep. Awesome sauce. Okay. Once again, I guess I'll just focus directly on the aisle that I'm trying to buy from. Okay, let's see. Feral. No, still the same ones. That, same one, same figures here. And this music is so loud. But nothing there. And look at, remember what I was saying about the superstars? Look at that. Shiggy baby. Yeah, same stuff, Zeus. Oh my gosh, look at that. There's Dallas. Dallas Page. And there's Luger. Still. Okay, so Ken Shamrock. So really, not a lot. No difference, no change. Oh wow. The new Etheria. Huh. Wow, now I don't remember seeing that, and that's kind of cool. Actually, I don't think that was here yesterday. So Hordak is really sweet looking. And if I had the money, boy, that music's loud. Did I mention that music's loud? But wow, I would almost want to pick up Hordak, but I want to hold off. Because I keep thinking there might be better things on the way soon. So, and once again, there goes another drop. Oh boy. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Oh, that's just already messed up, so. Okay, no, there it is. There it is. I was wondering what fell. Okay, so that's it, folks. There is nothing here. I've already been to the collector's area. There's nothing there. So I am out of here. Hunt done. Okay. Day 3
of Mission Mysterio. And it is definitely an all-out bust. In fact, there was really nothing else to get. I was tempted by one thing. I was tempted by that Hordak from the Masterverse line, but I held strong, folks. I held strong. And I did end up with a surprise. I was so disappointed when I passed up the, because I really just didn't have the money at the time to spend on that Amazing Spider-Man Steve Ditko version hoodie. And I was really disappointed with that I couldn't get at that point, and I was even more disappointed to find that the We Are Not the Toy Store nearest me that had them no longer had them. So, yeah, that's the cat food. Anyhow, so imagine my surprise. Well, you didn't have to imagine. You actually kind of witnessed it a little bit. That this across-town Walmart actually had it. So there was no way I was going to walk out of that store without that. Not really. Not at all. Oh, it looks like the cops are pulling people over. I can see it in my rearview mirror. But that's pretty much it, folks. There's really nothing else to talk about, nothing else to see other than the road here. I'm not heading anywhere else, and unfortunately, I cannot stop off at Target. Maybe that's just for the best. But I have to make it back to the house by 8 o'clock, and stopping off at Target is just going to throw that off. So, today is Thursday, which means there's only days before Ross starts to open at 7 a.m., which is really going to throw a big monkey wrench into all of this, because I want to hit that Ross every morning at 7 a.m. I know Target is opening at 7, has been opening at 7 as well, so it does throw things off. There's no way I can be in all these places at one time, but it means I really have to get my hiney out of the house and head over to the to We Are Not the Toy Stores early enough where I can hit Ross, and I still might end up hitting Target on the way back. That's 4 stores, and I tried to get out of the house early enough to make it back by 8 o'clock. So we're just gonna see how that all plays out. But right now I'm just rambling like I normally do. So I guess there's really not a whole lot else to say. So I am going to close this out, heading back to the bygone room. So everyone out there, y'all have fun today. Adios.
Oh, you're back already, huh? I know that segment was rather short, but hey, look, as you noticed, there were a few finds, literally a few, in that particular day 3. Yes, I didn't come across, as you saw. The mission continues, folks. The mission continues. Unfortunately, there was no finding Mysterio in these first 3 days. But in day number 3, I did come across a couple of wrestling figures that I hadn't seen previously, and I also came across a beautiful Motu Masterverse figure that I hadn't seen in person before either, which is crazy because I just found Anti-Eternia He-Man the day before. But anyhow, I'm sure, as you've noticed, that I did come across the WWE Diamond Dallas Page DDP figure. I also came across the NWO version of Lex Luger. Boy, I tell you, they will make so many versions of a figure, won't they? But the NWO Wolfpack version of Lex Luger, not exactly the high point of his career, by the way. But I came across those two, and then when I swung around to the right, then I came across a gorgeous Hordak from the Masterverse line, and I was so tempted to get him, but I just picked up Anti-Eternia He-Man the day before. So I'm not regretting that, but I'm just regretting the fact that I didn't have the money to get both, you know? So I had to leave Hordak. Would he still be there the next day? Who knows? You're going to have to tune in to find out, alright? So with that said, I do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to sit here and watch me do my thing, watch this whole gimmick, and watch the hunt. And if you enjoyed what you're watching, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Yes, it's flashing right there. Also, if you liked what you saw, if you didn't like what you saw, if you have any critiques, well, hey, leave a comment, because comments are open now. So keep that in mind. So for that, for this whole thing, I just want to say I do appreciate the time that you took, you know, out of your day to watch this. I know now I'm starting to ramble. So I'm just going to cut this off by simply saying, for everyone here in the Bygone Room, and that everyone consists of 3 people, me, myself, and I'm the Bygone Hunter. You're not. Adios. Toys and comics are the doorway to your childhood. So do yourself a favor. Step back. Back up. Take a breath. Step away from your problems and your cares of your adult life right now. Appreciate this and walk on through.